now for the Chris Young Show here on The Fan, brought to you by Anheuser-Busch and PlayScore. And a good afternoon, sir. How the heck are you?
Hey, guys, I'm well. How are you all?
We're doing outstanding. We're excited, coming out of a successful opening series like that. What impressed you the most?
Well, I think just the fight and the determination of the team. I mean, there was some adversity that we faced and some very close games, some tough situations, and the guys found a way to win. And I think ultimately that's a great identity to have. And my hope is that continues, that we go to Cincinnati and we stay hot there and we continue to play good baseball. And at some point the offense will get going. So all in all, I liked what I saw, encouraged by it, and but there are some things we're going to have to clean up. We're going to have to, pitch a little bit better. At least one of those games, one of those starts where Malley struggled a little bit, but we know he's much better than what he showed in that game. And then offensively, I think we're going to score. We're going to score more than we did this series. So all in all, it was a great start. I'm encouraged, but I know that there's a long way to go, and we'll keep moving forward.
You mentioned the Malley start and the bullpen coming in and getting a great win. What did you think about the bullpen throughout that first series?
Well, really, minus the one pitch from Jackson that led to the 3-run homer, I thought the bullpen was fantastic. I mean, these guys, they picked us up. We were in a difficult situation with Malley and that start, and the guys picked us up. They came in, they weren't afraid. They each did their job, and they took the ball when they were asked in different roles. And you talk about the game where Malley came out early and what Jacob Webb did, and then Hobie Milner, and then Garabito, then turning it over kind of the back end of the bullpen was really, really impressive. There were a number of players in that game that you could argue were the player of the game, and so it was just a great team win.
Hey, CY, I just want to say this. My Chicago White Sox friends want me to thank you for developing Will Venable as a manager.
Well, the credit is shared amongst many people, and I'm just happy that Will came here and had a great experience, and that in some way we have prepared him to go be successful and be a leader within the game. And it's really, really important. It's a goal for everybody in our organization that they realize their dreams and their potential, whether it's internally with the Rangers or that they go off and do great things outside our organization, but that they were developed in some capacity. And so I take that as a very high compliment. Thank you.
Bookending a series with Nathan Eovaldi and then closing it down with Jacob deGrom has to make you sleep well at night, and both those guys were extremely impressive. The Eovaldi curveball on opening day, and then it was the changeup for deGrom yesterday. Like, these guys, the repertoire is just unbelievable.
They're just so talented, and they continue to evolve and find ways to get better and compete, and it's just really impressive, and that's what makes them great. It's why they've pitched so long. They've had so much success, and my guess is that there's another version of both of these players that we're going to see over the next few years, that something else will develop. They'll find a new pitch, something different that'll allow them to continue the success they've had thus far in their career. And the biggest thing is just keeping them healthy and on the field.
What's the plan, speaking of that, for deGrom and innings moving forward?
Well, I think we'll manage it over the course of the year, and there are going to be games where we let him go a little bit. A game like yesterday, where he was at 70-something pitches and we took him out. There'll be games where I think we extend him into the 6th, maybe even the 7th, and there'll be games maybe where we even shorten him down to 4, depending on the results, the stress levels. Is he pitching on 4 days rest, 5 days rest, 6 days rest, stuff like that. Ultimately, we don't have a hard cap, so to speak. Jacob has had a pretty significant workload in the past, so I think that we're confident that his body and his arm and his mind can handle it. It's not like a rookie who's never done it before. However, we just know that he's so important to our team and the success this year that we're going to need to really play it, cautiously over the course of the season. And our hope is that we have him fresh come October, and we're in a position where, we're playing October baseball.
CY, can you walk us through, obviously with Jonas struggling last year and then you go out and you get Higgy. Was that something that you made a determination of during the season last year, or was that something in the off season that you said you had to be able to address?
No, I mean, it really, I think over the course of the year, last year, we saw that it was a spot where we struggled, where Jonah, just didn't have his best season, which is understandable. Guys not every year's your best year. I tell my kids that when they have a bad game. Not every game can be your best game. Otherwise, you never have a best game. So, not every year is going to be a career year. We understand that, but we also knew that if Jonah gets hurt or doesn't bounce back, we need to have an option there. And last year we didn't have that. We just didn't have a good enough replacement level player kind of backing up Jonah, and it hurt us. And we felt like going into this offseason, we wanted to have one of the best catching tandems in the big leagues, and that was why we targeted Higgy. It was a great job by our professional scouting group, our R&D group. He just fit on a number of levels, and he was a primary target, and I think the first free agent we signed.
CY, how quickly can we get one of these Yankees torpedo bats in the hands of Adolis Garcia?
Well, I'm not. You could make an argument he doesn't need it right now the way he's hitting, but but he. It's been impressive seeing him come out swinging it like this. I know how hard he worked this offseason. I know how hard last year was on him mentally, and really what he means to our club in terms of his success, his performance, his energy is contagious, and he keeps swinging it like this. We're gonna have a great year as a team. It's really fun to watch.
How interested are you in this torpedo bat situation? How familiar are you with it? Because from a fan standpoint, this was pretty surprising with what the Yankees have done with it. Might the Rangers get some of these bats?
Yes, the answer is yes, and we have had some. We leave it to our players individually to determine what they feel most comfortable with, and so, but we are on it. We've had conversations with the company that manufactures these, and ultimately we want to give our players every competitive advantage. And if this is indeed one, certainly we're gonna make sure that our players have access to it.
Just don't torpedo the batting average, right? We're not quite sure what the torpedo's doing.
You only hear about the players across the league that are doing well with them. You don't hear about the ones who are struggling with them. So we need to research that too. But there was one player that came out and said he went 1 for 8 with it, and I thought, okay, well, all right, not everybody's hitting homers with them.
Well, what can you tell us about Josh Jung? Is he going to be all right?
Yeah, I'm waiting on a medical update today. He was seeing a doctor today just to make sure. The original exams did not show anything structurally, so we anticipate really that he'll be ready at the end of this 10-day period. You never know. The body's a tricky thing, and we'll certainly continue to monitor him. But I think over the next couple of days, we expect him to turn the corner. We probably just pushed it a little too fast and didn't get it right. And then he had the one diving play, and it kind of jarred it. I think this time it's prudent to get it right and make sure he's 100% before we put him back in competition.
See why you have a lot of faith in Josh Smith, and even he was struggling at times. You guys stuck with him, and it has to be just a comfort to know that you have depth like that. If in fact with Jung going down, that you can plug somebody in like that, and it's a silver slugger type of a player.
Well, completely. I mean, Josh had a tremendous first half last year. A little bit in the second half struggled, but that's normal. But yes, to have that level, that caliber of player to play short or third base when Corey or JJ needs a break. And the hope is that we get Zeke Duran back to his best self too. If you have Zeke and Smitty, playing the left side, it's not too much of a fall off, but from Corey to JJ, and I think that's our goal. Is that we got to get Zeke going. We feel great with Smitty. Over the course of the year, these guys are going to need breaks. Much less they're going to get injured, and so we need to make sure that we protect them and have really solid, good depth options behind them.
Sounds good. Thank you so much for your time. We look forward to this season in a big way. Give them hell. We'll be pulling for you.
Guys, thanks so much. Great first weekend, and thanks for all the support. We'll see you soon.